And Willie's in sheep and cattle. He's a 4-year-old, and this is 3 years of trialing. They placed in the top fairly regularly in the Cache Valley trials. Okay, we got to get everybody together. There we go. All right. We're heading to the number 2. He's got everything moving. See, when you get to this corner, there's a lot of pressure. They've got all the fences. This little pin looks like no place to get out. But I thought one saw it. Ah, dang, and turned around. Somebody else see it? Run for it. Run, run, run. Nice, smooth. I think if you step to the left, sir. There you go. Nice. All right. Again, we're nearing the end of the groups of sheep, so they're definitely the ones that have stayed back there. All right, he's got to bring them back through. He can either bring them through the panel or around. He's got that one that just doesn't want to stay. These are wool sheep. They come off the range. They're not used to being in a large. They're used to being in a large flock, so being broken into small groups is tricky. And this is the novice handlers, so they get to walk all over the field. They can have a trained, experienced dog, but they are themselves are beginners. MSSA is all based on the handler, except for nursery and futurity has to do with the age of the dog. And then we have our junior class, that's the age of the young folks. All right, we're through number 4. Now we're heading to the pen. Away or not. All right. Just got to get everything settled here. Still doesn't have this one convinced. And it's leading everything astray. Away. Away. So the dogs can't have collars. The handlers can't have a stick. Can't do anything that's construed as a training aid, their hat or flipping their hands, but they can move themselves around to assist and hold sides. Stop. Stop.
There you go, Mike.
Nice. .412. Nice. Good job.
Good job, Mike and Willie. That's a full score 270 and a time of 411. Up next, we're going to have number 52, Jerry Lynn Pierce and Toy, followed by number 53, Jody Hart and Dan, and then number 54, Sandy Tiegler and Sam.
she's had a couple dogs, Jerry Lynn and Toy. Toy is in cattle as well. It's a male, 3-year-old border collie. And years that they've been trialing is 0. They must have trialed a little bit this year. And she's trialing multiple dogs. So she's calling for her stock. Once the stock clears the gate, the time starts, or when the person senses time is going because of that. A little bit of an overflank that took him back. And again, the all right, we've got it circled around. She's gone down there to kind of slow it down. Okay. Some of the first parts of training, the dogs like to circle. As a younger dog and feeling the nerves of the energy of this environment. And the dog's having a hard time going this way. He's a little tighter on this side, so it's a little harder for him. Definitely likes the clockwise direction. Kicks out wide. Please talk to him. Slow it down.
Morning.
All right. So the judge has called this run. All right, this is Jody Hart, Mickey Welsh. And the dog that she is running is Dan. And the owner is Mickey Welsh. And they are only running in sheep. And this is a Border Collie that's 7 years old. And they've been trialing together for 3 years. Well, I'm going to give the mic over to Stephanie here.
We're on 39, or Ruby Chandler. I just went and used the bathroom. Jody's working on getting him to that number 2. There is a straight shot through this number 2, but the sheep are not very trusting of it. Seems like today. Gets him through 2 nicely. Headed back down across the field to this number 3. Got a couple of stragglers she's going to pick up. Got one clear over in this corner. So this is where you have to decide which is easier to bring the group, and that's what Jody and Dan are going to do. They're going to bring the group to this one, hopefully pick that one up, and then drive them away down to that number 3. There she's going to get him to kind of drive across and hopefully see that opening through 3. Just inching him forward. Sometimes slower is faster on with the sheep, just so you don't have them explode and go all different directions. Good job through 3. So now she's going to drive him back across the arena to that number 4. This is a great obstacle course. Oh shoot, just not quite getting it done. Good job, Jody and Dan.
All right, up next we're going to have number 54, Sandy Tiegler and Sam, followed by number 55, Rose Fisk and Badger, and then number 56, Patrick Malmberg and Finn's Dax.
Okay, up next we're going to have Sandy Tiegler and Sam. We're going to get into the last 8 of this Novice Sheep round 1, and then we're going to have probably a short handlers meeting for the nursery sheep, and then we'll roll right into that one. So still lots of runs to happen today. If you're out and about in Afton, come down. There's lots of food vendors. We got corn dogs. We have a local 4-H group that's selling things. There's hamburgers. You can come down and get some merchandise, grab some food, and come watch some really good runs. We have cattle running both in the upper and lower arena, but it's the Loyal Life arena and then the Power arena, I believe. Nice and easy through the fetch. Sandy's going to kind of use that other side of the arena to her benefit and kind of just push him along there. So Sam is a 6-year-old border collie, and he's been trialing for 5 years. Ooh, there we go. That one was sinking him out, not going in there. There we go, nice and easy. Sometimes slower is faster. Just take their time. These sheep, it has to be their idea to want to go through that gate, where they have no problem of just running out the other way. There we go. But once you get one to go, so she's going to head down to number 3. So each sheep, I don't know if it's been told or not before, so each sheep is worth 9 points. So each obstacle that you get those 5 through is 45 points. So in these first couple of rounds of the week, you're just wanting to get full points and as fast as time as you can, but you just want that consistency for the first couple of rounds just so that you can go into that top 25 or however many it comes out to be for that final round on Friday and Saturday. Sandy pushes them and Sam push them back just a little bit just so that they can get in line to hopefully see that opening so that they have a smooth transition through. job through 3. Or that was 4, sorry. Now she's on to 5. Again, this is where you really have to just let them settle for a second. You're asking them to walk themselves into a dead end. And sheep are not so trusting of that. So even though it isn't timed and you're looking for that fast time, giving them a couple seconds to kind of settle. Just coming up on about 20 seconds left. There you go. Great job, Judge Gever, though. Okay, so it's gonna be tight. Great job, Sandy and Sam. Not quite getting a finish on it, but great run for them.
Good work, Sandy and Sam. Up next, we're going to have number 55, Rose Fisk and Badger, followed by number 56, Patrick Malmberg and Finn's Dax, and then number 57, Antoinette Harms and Mr. Vic.
Okay, up next we actually have Rose Fisk and Badger, run number 55. She comes to us from Jackson, Wyoming, so not too far away. Pretty drive to get here. Badger is 7 years old, and this is his 3rd year dog trialing. Calls for the sheep, and out they come. Just wanting to get those sheep turned and facing towards the fetch. We still have a lot of stuff going on this week. It's only day 1 of 6, so tomorrow we're going to be adding another arena. We're going to be adding the field event. The open cattle will be out there, so we'll have 4 arenas going. Well, 3 arenas in the field. So if you're out and about and want to come down and take a look, come on down. It's super fun. You can get a little bit of everything. But it's a huge undertaking to have cattle going out to the field and then into the 2 arenas as well, and then running sheep. There's a lot of behind the scenes that go into that to make it run smoothly. Great job through the fetch. Rose is going to kind of put herself kind of to split the difference right there and hopefully have them head to the going to inch him forward. still a little unsure about that opening. They're kind of cautious coming through that, but now she's going to drive him back down. Badger doing a good job. They stopped him before they got too far ahead of them so that she can turn and get him to that number 3. Good job through 3. Headed back across to 4. They're wanting to turn kind of back towards where they came from. Badger's going to get him set up. Great job through 4. Now to bring him to this middle. Again, a lot of people are driving them towards the middle and then letting them come straight on. And this obstacle is not very far from our table, so sometimes you just kind of hold your breath because you don't want to make any sudden movements. Coming on about 20 seconds left. There, they'll look into it. Good catch. Good job, Rose and Badger, getting 4 out of the 6 completed.
Good job, Rose and Badger. Up next, we have number 56, Patrick Malmberg and Finn's Dax. Then we have number 57, Antoinette Harms and Mr. Vic. And then we'll have number 58, McCoy Ramsey and Blair.
Okay, up next we have Patrick Malmberg and Finn's Dax. Dax is 1, and this is his first time trialing. Sheep her out, and he's going to head on a come by. That's this week. You'll hear a lot of different commands, voice commands, whistles. Some use a little bit of both. coming to that west side of the fetch, so he's going to circle him back around. Patrick doing a smart move. Sometimes with these younger dogs, he's having them bring them to them. So doing a good job of just circling that fetch and getting them in line. Just wanting him to turn. There we go. Should be getting in line. Just going to the side. That is one thing with sheep. When they find out that they can go a certain way and they do it once, they're pretty prone to do it again. So there he gets him through. Good job. Just gonna bring him down to this number 2. Just getting him to look at that. Number 2. Again, these sheep are not really liking that little opening right there between the panel and the side of the arena. It's an open shot through there, but they're just not convinced that it's where they need to go. So as soon as he says thank you, you can just like bring the camera over this way. Is what I do. I know, right? No, it's totally fine. So yeah, anytime you hear thank you or something, just like okay, up next we're going to have Antoinette Harms and MISR Vic. They're coming to us from Livingston, Montana. So Vic is a 4-year-old border collie and has been trialing for 3 years. Nice job through the fetch. Antoinette has a couple dogs running this week, so good luck to her. We'll see what her and Vic can do. Oh, that was a good. Come on. I was gonna say that was just at the right angle that those sheep came into it, seeing that opening. Good job. Vic doing a good job of putting enough pressure on, but yet staying back so that they don't get overly overflanked there just a little bit. But quick, fast dog, gets where he needs to go. Good job through 3. Nice job. Great run so far. She's going to kind of push him towards the middle of this arena. Again, give him a little bit of a minute to just kind of hang out. And then to be able to give that direction, and you don't want him to sneak past this panel right here. Great job. Oh, got it. Nice job. These sheep get to know where they know where that exhaust is. And as the week goes on, a lot of times they'll beat the handler to the exhaust. So nice run for Antoinette and Vic.
Ramsey and Blair, followed by number 59, Jennifer Stottlemyre and J.M. Gus. And then we'll have Jeannie Berger and Duke.
I believe McCoy ran a dog earlier, a dog named Bill. So we'll see what him and Blair can get done. Coming in for the finals from Marlow, Oklahoma. Blair is a super young. She's only 18 months. Good job through that fetch. Just working on getting him to see that opening. McCoy and Blair doing a good job working as a team. Nice job. Gets him through 2. Again, sometimes slower is faster. Just giving him a couple extra seconds because you can make up some time on this number 3. Running direct guts. Good job. Gets him stopped right there. Now he's going to drive him back across to that number 4. This number 4 is kind of one also that's given him a little bit of a challenge. They're not really wanting to go. There is a panel that comes off of the side of the arena, so it kind of pushes them into that opening. It's a straight through shot, but now headed to this number 5. Nice little young dog, but she's doing a great job taking her commands. Coming on about 30 seconds left, so just wanting not quite being able to get it done, but good job for McCoy and Blair. That's going to be a fun dog to watch.
Nice job, McCoy and Blair. Up next, we have number 59, Jennifer Stottlemyre and J.M. Gus. Number 60, Jeannie Berger and Duke. And then our last one of the day, number 61, Paula Rico and Flash J. Lucinda.
Okay, up next we're going to have Jennifer Stottlemyre and J.M. Gus. Gus is one of our, we're going to say our veteran dogs. He's been trialing for 7 years and he's a 10-year-old border collie. He was an NCA Reserve Dog of the Year. So, not his first rodeo. He knows what he's doing. These sheep are so fast that they can just slip to that side of the fetch so quick. But in the same breath, you kind of can recover quickly as well and get them back in line. Great job, gets them through. That says we've been watching these. I don't know if bringing them from further back, if that allows them to see that opening better, or if it's better just to like slowly let them come in. But whatever the deal is, this number 2 is kind of, it eats up a lot of time. There, ooh, I think it's gonna see it. Perfect. And sometimes when you have one that just pushes ahead, can kind of see that opening as well. So that worked out great. So she's gonna head to number 3. Great job, gets them through 3. That's kind of the fun thing about sheep is even if you have a little bit of a stumble in the first, you can make up a lot of time and quickly recover. Just working on getting them in line with that number 4. They know where that exhaust gate is, and they know where they came from, and they know that there's sheep back there. So sometimes they just like to think they can go back that way. Good job, through 4. So Novice, their handler line, they can go anywhere behind the fetch. They can't walk through obstacles or anything like that, but they can kind of move around the course. As you get into the intermediate and the open classes, that's not the case. They have a kind of a more strict handler line. Coming up on about 30 seconds left, but if you can get them pendant out, you can get the next 2 done pretty fast. So this is where patience comes in. There we go. So you gotta get them out there. Good job. She's gonna walk the walk to that gate. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, I don't think she's gonna. Dang it, so close. Good job, Jennifer and Gus. Great run.
Good job, Jennifer and Gus. Up next, we're going to have number 60, Jeannie Berger and Duke, and then Paula Ricow and /J Lucinda. Janine Berger, excuse me.
If you guys are looking for some trials, some clinics, breeders, trainers, dogs, you can go to workingstockdogs.com. If you guys are watching and are wanting to get into stock dogs, this would be a great way. You can also, if you're around Afton, you can come down to the fairgrounds. I'm sure anyone here that's competing would love to talk to you to give you more information, but anyone can do it. That's kind of the cool thing. I believe we have over 50, I think it's 50. I don't have my program with me, but 50 handlers that this is their first year trialing. So it's always growing. We always love to have new people. So if you're interested, this would be a great place, workingstockdogs.com. You can also visit the Mountain State Stock Dog Association. They have more information on there as well. If you run dog trials and you're wanting them to be sanctioned through the MSSA, you can also get information for that as well. Okay, looks like up next we have Janine Berger and Duke. So we have her, and then we have Paula, and that's going to round out our round 1 for novice sheep. We'll have a short break. We'll do a handlers meeting for the nursery, and then we'll get right into the nursery class. Again, that nursery class is for any dogs that are 2 and younger. So it's one of my favorite classes to watch just because they are young, and you get to see their potential and see how well they work already as young dogs. Great job. Janine down Duke. She's seen that those sheep were coming in at a good line for that fetch, so she just downed him and just let the sheep hang out there and walk their way through, which was a great choice. Again, just wanting him to see that opening. Nice job. Through 2, headed to that number 3. We also have a futurity class. In order to be in that class, you have to sign the dog up before you ever trial them. They also have to be I believe younger than 2, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But anyway, so this is kind of the first place that we get to see those futurity dogs at the finals, the nursery class, and we also have the ultimate stock dog that's going on, and you have to compete in sheep, cattle, and the field events to be in the running for that, and then they put all your points together. Nice job. Just walking them up nice and easy through 3. Great job through 3. So handlers cannot walk through any of the obstacles. gets them in line. Nice job. Just let them pause there for a second, which really paid off because they were able to just see that opening. So now she's going to bring them around to this number 5. Who just are going to sneak past. You can get into kind of a ring around the rosy with this number 5. Perfect. So I was just going to say a lot of times it's just easier if you can just get them to that kind of the middle of it and let them stand for a second. Let your dog regroup. Here we go. Good job. Coming on about 30 seconds left, so she can get him around. Do that exhaust. There we go. Oh, there we go. Come on. Great job. Oh, shoot.
Good job, Janine and Duke. Up next, we'll have our last run for Novice, and that'll be Paula Ricow and /J Lucinda.
We want to thank Neutrina for being one of our big sponsors of the finals. You can learn more at neutrinaworld.com/loyallife. We have one more run in this novice sheep class. It's going to be Paula Ricow and /J Lucinda. This is going to round out our novice class. Ooh, just had one that snuck through. She's going to regroup, get them lined up to come through that fetch. Great job. Gets them to the fetch. So that looked like it was going to be a really good angle to bring him in at because they were watching it. That one's looking. It's one thing when the sheep start pushing into each other, you can kind of push them forward, and then all of a sudden it's almost like the one sees it and then they'll just all go through. Come on, just turn and look. They're right there. Nice job. Gets them through 2. It's going to hit him to that number 3, wanting to get around him. There we go. On an away command. Get turned around. There we go. Not quite wanting to turn. Nobody really wants to be a leader in this group. They all just kind of want to stick together. It's a little bit more work just having to push all of them together. There we go. Good job. Gonna get them lined up to come to that number 4. Gives them a little bit of time to just kind of stop.